Hey there, it's BoardGameDave. Happy New Year, and thank you so much for being here. Today we're taking a look at my most played games of 2025. Now, this past year was a fantastic one for me personally. Most notably, my wife and I welcomed a baby girl to the world back in March, and even still, I was able to fit a lot of gaming in. I logged 383 plays of 112 different games, half of which were new to me. I was playing for the first time this year, so there was a lot of great gaming moments, gaming with new friends and different places and going to conventions and all that stuff. And I shared some more stats over on my Instagram page, but for right now, let's jump into the games that I played with the most different number of people. So this is a stat I don't often look at, but I kind of find it interesting. So we're gonna go ahead and call these my honorable mentions. Again, these are games that I played with the most different number of people this past year, and they tend to be, you know, shorter, lighter, like party style games that I can just introduce to a wide variety of people in a bunch of different, you know, settings and contexts. Anyway, so number 10, most people I played these games with, No Thanks, super simple card game, learned it at Level Up, taught it to some family. Number 9, Barbecues, little simple dexterity game. Number 8, Black Forest, which is not a filler family, you know, lightweight game, but we'll come back to that. I bought it very, very new when it came out, so I think I was just excited to show it to a lot of different people. Number 7 is, now it's gonna say Trio, but it's Nana. It's the Japanese edition. My sister, unbeknownst to me, got this for me when she was in Japan and brought it back, and I love this game so much, and it's hard for people to get a hold of here in the States, so I've been showing this game to a lot of people. We've got Caution Signs, which is a fun drawing game. Number 6. Number 5, Portmanteau, developed by my friend Robert Fisk, who I met at Level Up, I believe. Great little word building game. Number 4 is Diamond or Ink and Gold, which is always going to be a classic. I think it's always going to show up in my top 10 list because I play it all the time. Number 3 is Moon Colony Bloodbath. Again, not a family lightweight party game, but one that I have just been absolutely enamored with this year, and I've been showing it and playing it to people, and then they went out and bought it, and it's just such a great game. And then number 2, Spicy, which I've talked about at length on the channel, and my number 1 game I played with the most people was Flip 7. A testament to that is a few days ago, I taught it to or played it with 7 other people at my wife's grandma's house. So anyways, yeah, Flip 7, I'll talk about some more, but it's just one of those games that you can teach to almost anybody, and it's always a good time. All right, but now let's really get into it. These are the games that I played the most number of times in 2025. Number 10 is Patience, also known as Solitaire. Maybe you played this on your family's Windows 95 back in the day. This was just an easy game for me to play with a deck of cards, and my daughter could be sitting on the floor with me and chewing on the Joker cards, and I could just sit and play some rounds of Solitaire. So again, yeah, lots of numbers of plays, but they're very, very short games, of course. I didn't win once, I don't think, this year. Doesn't matter. Number 9, Everdell Duo, a game that I reviewed on the channel extensively. This year, I found the campaign book very, very fun, and I played a whole bunch of scenarios solo and with my wife, Hannah. Everdell Duo is very, very fun if you want that campaign storyline thing. I really, really enjoyed and appreciated that. Number 8 was Forest Shuffle. This is a game I played for the first time ever at PAX Unplugged. My friend Connor taught it to me, and I just love this game so much. I've played it so many times since I bought my own copy immediately, and I love it. And I got the 2 expansions, Alpine and Woodland's Edge, for Christmas from Hannah. So I'm very, very excited to play that. But Forest Shuffle is just a card game, and it features these beautiful multi-use cards. You use them as the cost for playing other cards, and there's bears and what's this, a skunk or something? It's not in English. And frogs and birds and trees, and it's just lovely. And I talked about it a lot in my PAX recap video, but oh my gosh, Forest Shuffle is just brilliant. I love it so much. Where are we? Actually, I'm gonna talk about Forest Shuffle more later. Another game I'll talk about more later, number 7 game I played the most times is a game called Mythwind, which I've got right here. It's actually just the lid because it's really heavy, but Mythwind we'll come back to in a little bit. Number 6 is Barbecubes. Played it a lot, played with my nieces. It's just these two little tweezers, and why am I gesturing when I could just show you? And you're placing these little 8-bit meats and proteins onto your grill tines or whatever. That's all it is. It's really, really, really simple, but you can play with anybody that is physically capable of holding tweezers and things. So anyway, that's Barbecubes. Played it a whole bunch. Number 5 is, again, Nana Trio. I played it a bunch, although I didn't get a copy until really late this year, like around Thanksgiving time. But either way, I've played it a lot since, and it's cute, and the cards are fantastic. I just taught my wife's mom the other week, or last week. So anyway, it's great, it's cute, it's fun, easy to play, easy to teach. It's like Go Fish meets Memory, sort of. It's a wonderful game. Number 4, Moon Colony Bloodbath, which we will talk about more later. Suffice to say, I played it a lot because it's really, really great. Number 3 is Flip 7, which we just talked about, and I'll come back to that in a little bit as well. I don't want to be too redundant. Number 2 is chess. I played it a lot in 2025, lots of times. I even played a Lord of the Rings chess with my brother-in-law the other day. So got back into chess in 2025, but we'll talk about that later. And number 1, which I won't talk about again, is Spicy. Now, if you watch my mid-year tag review video, whatever, I talked about Spicy a whole ton. I talked about this so much in my PAX Unplugged review video. It is just great. Essentially, it's just a bluffing game. You play every single card face down and just declare what it is. And if people want to call your bluff, they have to either call the bluff on the value or the suit, either the number or the kind of spice, wasabi, chili, or pepper. And it's just fun, and it's really hard not to have these really laugh out loud, hilarious moments when you're playing this game. And I find that it's just been a hit with everybody I've taught it to and played it with. I have played Spicy so many times, and I thought I'd be able to pull up a number right now, but I don't know if I can. BG Stats to the rescue. I played Spicy 34 times in 2025, which is a lot, and I just had a blast playing it. Played with 28 people last year, so I love Spicy so much. This is a game you should just buy. Doesn't matter what kind of gamer you are, you should just get Spicy. You will not regret it. All right, but now it's time for my favorite category. This is the games I spent the most time playing in 2025, and this is the metric that I value the most when I talk about the games I played the most last year, right? The games that I spent the most time with. It's not necessarily about, playing a game 30, 40 times, whatever. It's, how long was I playing the game last year? So with that in mind, we're going to start with number 10, which is Flip 7. Again, partly because I played it so much and with so many different people, Flip 7 is just a deck of cards numbered 0 through 12. And there is this great pusher luck meets blackjack sort of thing where on your turn, you just decide whether you want another card or not, right? To hit or stay, essentially. Now, the number on the cards tells you how many points it is. You get a 12 card, you get 12 points. That's great. However, there's 12 12s in the deck, and there's 3 3s in the deck and 5 5s in the deck, so on and so forth. And if you ever get a matching card, you lose your points for the round. So 12 is great because it's a lot of points, but it's very risky because there's 11 more, 12s in the deck. You sort of got me. So that's the basic gist. It's fun. It's tense. There's also some other special cards that interact. You get to freeze, second chance, all that good stuff. Flip 7 won a whole bunch of awards, I believe, last year, and it is very, very good. This is another game. You can get it for like $8. I recommend it to everybody. If you've got $8 to spare, just get Flip 7, and you won't regret it. It's really, really, really good. Number 9 is Assyria 2nd Edition, which I've got right back here. And by the way, if you're new to the channel, this is my stack, like to-do list, my visual to-do list. These are games I have yet to review on the channel. Things like Assyria 2nd Edition, The Anarchy, Scarabray, Caution Signs, which I already talked about, Portmanteau I talked about, Misfit Heroes from AEG. There's quite an assortment back there, so if you're curious about any of these titles back here, Mycelia from Ravensburger, stay tuned to the channel, subscribe, all that good stuff. But where were we? Assyria 2nd Edition is a game brand new from Garfield Games. It's a reprint of a much older game, actually, but it is just gorgeous illustration and art by Sam Phillips. Just want to make sure I get that right. And it's gorgeous, and it's this sort of area control thing. That's not exactly quite right, but you are putting out these little settlements and feeding these little things, and then where you triangulate, you can turn them into or place a well, and then you can make these ziggurats, and they get you points, and there's camels that you're spending as resources to do all these various things, and there's these tribes like Canaanites and Hittites and Amorites and things that you'll be using their special abilities, Egyptians, Elamites, the Medes, Persians, all that good stuff. Great setting, great storytelling. Wow. Great setting. And I love it so much. It's really, really good. I did a solo playthrough on the channel you can check out, but it's really, really good. The 8th game I spent the most time with in 2025 was Maracaibo, which is actually really extraordinary because my first play of it this year was on December 22nd. So I had like just over a week to rack up these hours, but I did because I played it at 3-player, and then I played it 2-player, and then I played it solo, and then I added the Uprising expansion, and I played that a few times solo, and I even played it today again, and it's just so good. And I hadn't played it for over 2 years, which is an absolute travesty. I should be imprisoned for the crime of not playing Maracaibo more, because it is solidly my top 10 games, if not my top 5. Historically, it's been my second favorite game of all time after A Feast for Odin. I haven't ranked my games in a long time, and I should, but Maracaibo, in a nutshell, is a rondel game where you move your ship around the board. This looks like a picture I would have taken. You move the ship around the board, you're stopping at cities to deliver goods and take actions and build up your military influence to do combat alongside the Spanish, French, and the English. You are building prestige buildings, and you are hiring crew that'll do things for you, and you're questing along the mainland of Central America and doing things down there, exploring and upgrading your ship, and just so many wonderful things. And I love Maracaibo so much, and I play some Pirates of the Caribbean ambiance or some Sea of Thieves ambiance in the background, and I just get so immersed in it. Campaign is not great, the story writing isn't exceptional, but it's fun nonetheless. And for a 2019 game, when it came out, it combined storytelling, narrative, decision-making, campaign elements into a very solidly mid-heavyweight Euro, and I think that was very, very novel at the time, and I just absolutely love it, and I gave it 10 stars, even though I very rarely rate games these days on BGG. But Maracaibo is phenomenal, and I spent a lot of time playing it this past year. It says 8 hours. So anyways, that's number 8. Number 7 is Forest Shuffle, which again, the fact that I played it at PAX, my first play was November 22nd, so all these hours I racked up playing Forest Shuffle have been just since then, but it's beautiful, it's wonderful. I kind of already talked about it a lot, as I said, but it's just lovely, gorgeous artwork, exceptionally clever gameplay, just the whole card tucking payment thing, set collection. I just find it absolutely wonderful. I love Forest Shuffle. Highly recommend that. Game number 6 is Salt Fjord. Now, this is a game that is around here somewhere. I mostly found out about this game via social media, like Board Game Instagram primarily, and every time, well, I could show you the box right here, but let me go ahead and show you the pictures. So every time a picture would show up on my Instagram like this, I would stop and be like, wait, what is this game? And then every time I'd be like, oh yeah, it's Salt Fjord. And I think, probably a common mistake, thought it was a Uwe Rosenberg game, like Nussfjord, right? I was like, Salt Fjord looks very Uwe Rosenberg-esque, kind of. But yeah, the pictures just kept grabbing my attention. I mean, look at this board. It's like, oh, it's so gorgeous, right? And I also noticed that there was this sort of dice placement grid thing going on. I know I've skipped past a few pictures already, but essentially, This is a Euro resource management game where you are either on your turn drafting a die from a shared pool and putting it on your board to activate either a row or column depending on the color of the die. Now that might be very confusing without seeing the board, but here we go. So if you take an orange die, right, depending on the value of the die, you'll activate that row. And if you take a white die, you'll activate the column based on the value top to bottom, left to right, and you're doing advancements, getting resources, sending out your fishing vessels, all those kinds of things. Something's blinking on my camera for some reason. I am all over the place today. And building. So the building is the best part because as you build either small tile buildings or bigger buildings, you get to place them on your board, which gives you more lucrative activations as you take more dice. There's 3 rounds. Each round grows organically, almost exponentially, and you are managing your resources over here and putting your shipping vessels out further and further out here, and it's just so good and deliciously fun. It's one of those games, I played it recently with Gary, and I just found myself saying over and over, I love this game. Like, I just get so enthused about Saltfjord. Staying power, we'll find out, but so far I'm loving it, and I haven't even added the little mini wagons expansion that comes in the game, so there's a lot of variability. I love that it comes with an expansion built in that you don't need to use, and I spent a lot of time playing it this year. Okay, folks, here we are in the home stretch. These are the top 5 games I spent the most time playing in 2025. Starting with number 5 at 10 hours, this is Black Forest. Now, this is an Uwe Rosenberg game co-designed with Tito Lorenz. It's right here, one of the heaviest board game boxes I own, although I do have a fantastic insert from LaserOx in there. But Black Forest is a worker placement game based off of elements of a earlier card game called Glass Road that Uwe Rosenberg did, and you are placing your workers out on these city locations to deal with the artisan and the woodcutter and the butcher and all these people. I can zoom in here to get some sort of benefit. So you can spend some charcoal to get a brick, or you can get some porridge from your cows, so on and so forth. And ideally, you're going to activate 2 locations that you're adjacent to. All right, so that's your turn. Then you have to kind of travel to different villages to activate different workers, and all this is helping you gather resources which are going to go on your board. And there is this very clever resource management thing. You've got 2 of these wheels, right? And there are these basic resources on the bigger slice of the pie that you'll see go from 0 to 7. And as you collect at least 1 or more of each of those basic resources, it converts into the higher value good. Glass in this case, and over here there's, I don't remember the terms, provisions and stuff. So anyway, that's what's going on, and you're using those resources to build buildings and collect points, essentially. And all of the buildings are on these boards, and there's tons and tons and tons. I don't remember exactly how many, but so many buildings that you can get. So there's all of these here, and there's all of these here, and then there's 5 here, sometimes that are randomly added to the game. So anyways, it's amazing. It's fantastic. I was just absolutely floored by Black Forest, and I really, really, really enjoy it. It's got to be top 10 games, I'd say, easily, and I spent 10 hours with it in 2025. So that takes us to number 4, which is another game back here in my 2 review list. It's right here. It's The Anarchy from Garfield Games. Now, this is an extraordinarily big, ambitious flip and write game that also has physical components. You'll have, they're actually scattered all around my downstairs right now because the cat's knocked everything over. Coins, bread, and wood, and then all these different colored meeples that represent different things. So this is what a game looks like in action. Coins, soldiers, knights, laborers, like peasants, nobles. It's been a little bit since I played, but all those things. You also have your own little castle here, complete with, there's the moat and the walls and the turrets and the gates and also all those things that you'll be upgrading along the way. And you're going to be doing that in order to defend or attack other parties. Now, what's at the core of this entire game, as I stumble through this not very cohesive explanation, is these 2 massive writing, scratching boards that look like this. See, sometimes BGG is great for stuff like this, and sometimes using my B-roll is great as well. All right, here we go. This is so zoomed in. It doesn't matter. There's two big, here, I'll just show you, okay? There's two big tablets that you'll be using, and it is, you know, if you're used to a roll and write like, I don't know, Railroad Ink or Welcome to or something like that, this is not that. Oh my gosh. Thanks for bearing with me with all this chaos. I'm gonna leave this in because you know what? This is the reality of doing this kind of thing. I can't get to my stuff because Garfield Games, I love your compact boxes, I really do, but at the same time, sometimes you can make your boxes a little bit bigger because there's so many components. How am I ever gonna get to the playmats? All right, here you go. So this is what it looks like. Not that you can see it very well, but it's this. So you got these two massive sheets, right? And that's where you're gonna track your, well, gate progress and your towers and your wall and your moats and your farms and your covers and rocks and hot oils and logs and bolts and serfs and craftsmen and materials, patrons, silver, food, soldiers, knights, bravery, loyalty, influence, might, siege tower, trebuchet, large cranes, small cranes, governance, small keeps, mints, warcraft, worship, entertainment, tournaments, brew house, Michaelmas, St. Valentine's Festival, knights training, chapels, tactics, ramparts, stables, spies, medium mints, large mints, etc., etc. I could go on. It is just absolutely flooring how much stuff is on these things, but if you can wrap your head around it, it's a very, very enjoyable experience. I've only played it solo, and I've been working my way through this sort of campaign book, very similar to Legacy of You in that sense, and yeah, it just gives you sort of setup scenarios, and it's fun, but boy, it is long. Even playing it solo, it's just a very long experience, which is fine, but I don't have as much time these days, but I did play a lot of the Anarchy earlier in the year. I spent 12 hours playing it this year. So anyways, let's speed it up. Number 3 is chess. And what's there to say about chess? It's such a classic. Obviously, it's been around for hundreds and hundreds of years. And I got into it because my brother-in-law and another friend of mine got me into playing chess. And then I downloaded the chess app, and I've been playing it more. And got handed into playing chess, and I spent 13 hours playing chess. So, not too much else to say about that one. Number 2 is Mythwind. Now, Mythwind was my most played game last year, in 2024, and I got it back out to explore some of the expansions that were sent my way, very graciously from the folks at Open House Studios. And yeah, so I played a lot with these, played with my friend Gary, and then I played it solo a whole bunch. And then I filmed this big, very, very, very rambling sort of conversational review that I've been dragging my feet on, but I am going to get that done very, very soon. It's a little long, but I think there's a lot I wanted to say about Mythwind. So anyway, stay tuned for that. That should be the next video coming on the channel. So if you're interested in Mythwind, especially the expansions or anything like that, please stay tuned. It is a beautiful, cozy, cooperative game where you're building up this city, valley, essentially, and learning about the mysteries of this tower. And it's extremely asymmetric. Everybody plays a completely different character: ranger, farmer, merchant, innkeeper, etc. And there are so many beautiful, wonderful, amazing, innovative, unique ideas at the core of this game, but some serious flaws as well. And that's what I'll be talking about mostly in the video that I'll be posting very, very soon. So stay tuned for that Mythwind content. And the number 1 game that I spent the most time playing in 2025 with a whopping 15 hours was Moon Colony Bloodbath. Now, this is an absolutely phenomenal game. I already said that I taught this to a lot of people, and I played it many, many times, 17 times this past year, and it's just been a treat. So this is designed by Donald Vaccarino, who designed Dominion, by the way. It just came out, and it is this game where you are deck building a shared deck. So everybody is invested in building up this deck, and on a turn of the game, you flip over the card and do what it says. Now, really quickly, the aesthetics of this game are not my favorite. I don't love the art style, but this is a deliberately kind of corny, like harkens back to the, I don't know, like 80s sci-fi thing. And that's part of the setting and the humor and the kind of whole vibe of the game. Anyways, so you're flipping these cards to tell you what to do, and sometimes it's going to tell you to work, which means taking one of the actions on your player board, which includes things like restocking, mining, farming, researching, and building. So you need to manage your money, which is going to allow you to build cards, which give you awesome abilities, combo, chaining, building things, and attract colonists to your colony. You're going to be farming to get apples because you have to feed people at a certain point. Researching is how you draw new cards. Building is playing cards. Restocking is how you get these crates that give you abilities as well. And the cards are at the core of this game because some of them go into the shared deck, like I said, and they might give you uniquely perks, or they might do something to everybody, right? These rogue robots might kill off your colonists and take your apples, right? There might be events like airlock leaks that kill your people. So you'll notice that this is not a fun utopian, society where we're all thriving on the moon. In fact, the game has this amazing arc where you're getting all these amazing things done and you're building and flourishing, and then all of a sudden you hit this point where everything starts to go wrong, and essentially it's almost a last man standing sort of game where eventually somebody's going to be completely eliminated, and at that point whoever has the most colonists left over wins. There are twists you add each game. There's events that don't change each game, which is fine. There's robots to be added. There's a ton of cards that again give you abilities, give you combos, engine building, potato farms, animal labs, dust mine. A lot of them augment and enhance your base abilities. So instead of mining for 4 credits, you can get 8 credits, or getting 2 apples when you farm, you get 5 apples, stuff like that. So it's wonderful, it's fun, and it's so, the whole concept of deck building, but we're all building the same deck, I was immediately intrigued. I remember Kim from Board Game Buzz mentioned it at Level Up Retreat, I believe, and then we played it together. We were learning it together for the first time, and Jeff from Dragon's Tomb was there too, and I just loved it. I got a copy as soon as I could, and then, as I mentioned, I've been teaching it and showing it to so many people, and it's been a hit. So I really, really, really enjoy Moon Colony Bloodbath, and I suggest you give it a try if you can. It's very, very good. And there you have it. Those are my most played games of 2025 from every angle, from every metric, all that good nerdy stuff. Please let me know in the comments, by the way, what your favorite surprises or acquisitions or gaming experiences from this past year have been. Let me know down there in the comments. I respond to every single one, so I'd love to get some feedback from you all. If you're wondering, Dave, how do you keep track of all these nerdy stats and how much you play these games and the time and all that stuff? It's actually very, very simple. I use an app called BG Stats. I made a whole video about it. You can check that out right here. I did a Moon Colony Bloodbath solo playthrough. You can check out there. If you want to see my original, very glowing review of Mythwind, you can check that out here. And if you like this kind of video, I did a Meteor tag as well a few months ago. You can check that out here. And in the meantime, have a wonderful week. Have a wonderful year. Take care. I'll see you soon. Happy gaming. Bye.